Overwatch is a 5v5 ability-based first-person shooter. With a wide range of heroes, you'll be able to handle the unique and diverse challenges thrown at you in a variety of ways each time you play. You will play through different game modes that will have you moving around and holding important positions on a variety of beautiful and vibrant maps, some based on real-world locations, and some with hidden lore about the map or characters related to the map. No matter if you're the player who wants to take the hits and help your team move safely into positions, the type who wants to fill the kill or elimination feed, or the kind who just wants to help in any way they can, there's a place for you here. If you end up liking this content, give me a like, a subscribe, or comment below. With all of that being said, Overwatch does have a very big problem. I would say that Overwatch right now is just too complicated. For me, I started Overwatch in Season 3 of Overwatch 1. I've been playing competitively since Season 4. My first mains were Orisa, Sombra, and Mercy. I would say now my mains are Rhine, Sombra, and Brig, since Overwatch 2 has started, definitely. So that's where my base of character knowledge is coming from and play information. So while I've played almost all characters, I would consider myself as tank main or Sombra one trick by far. The reason why that is important is because my playstyle has always involved knowing the interactions that I can counter. Why do I say it's too complicated? For starters, let's say I'm Reinhardt. How much damage is being done to me by an Ashe while I have armor being healed by a Harmony Orb while she hits 100% of her headshots versus my natural health? Apply that same situation to Brig. Let's take those same characters but swap the DPS to Hanzo. Let's take all of that and add Suzu at any random point. Let's have it cleanse an anti. Sombra, who has the Rhine virus, and an Ashe has him lit on fire. All of that is very real interactions that happen in Overwatch. Let's not forget, in the background, we also have shield health, and now we also have a healing passive and overhealth. This complexity is very bad, and I would even say that there is no longer a need for shield health at all with I think that the solution to this problem can be found in the words of Alan Adam, co-founder of Blizzard Entertainment, during an interview held by the YouTube channel A16Z Games. I'll attach a link in the below. Alan Adams, during the interview, was quoted in saying that Blizzard's main philosophy was how to make games that appealed to a casual or a mid-core player, but also to a hardcore player. Their philosophy was heavily influenced by games like chess and Go, because, as he says, you can teach an 8-year-old how to play chess, they could play it for the rest of their life. Strategic depth does not require complexity, and the holy grail of a game is the rare gems where you can find those strategically in-depth games that are also very simple. That allows you to attract the casual and mid-core players and lets them graduate up the strategic curve. They also believe that taking influences from pop culture was an important factor because people already want to be things like astronauts and have aliens be real, so referencing them in your design is a good idea, so that's something that Overwatch still does very well. I would say at this point, Overwatch has lost the sauce a bit. All the effects that are going on in the background are hidden, complicated mechanics that you need to have an in-depth understanding of to actually understand how your role is going to interact with the team. And that's before all the unique interactions and abilities between characters. What's the solution to that? We need to simplify the background. Character diversity is fine, introduction of new abilities are good, however, you gotta keep it simple. Overwatch, much like chess, is a game of holding and moving to positions because you win by standing in the right place and by stopping the enemy from standing in the right place. So to do that at base, we have tanks. Tanks need to be tanky. They're basically the mobile armor. That's the role in the Holy Trinity. This is mostly shown by abilities that might draw the enemy attention and say, hey, end me as the many or I will destroy you as the few. So generally, tanks suck at single target damage, long range fast movement, and rapid fire attacks. They generally excel at using their sustain to get in and out of locations by preventing damage in an AoE or dealing out constant AoE style damage. You take these concepts and apply them at different levels and you get different variations of tanks. This is why Mauga is actually a very bad tank. He has long range damage, multiple damage types, high sustained self healing with the ability to make overhealth, long range, fast CC immune movement with a CC ability tagged on that you have control of. He also gets free critical hits whenever a player is lit on fire. Super glad that they wanted a tank who can kill Pharah, that's a good idea, but he should really be planted while shooting and unable to move at very least. Junker Queen, in my opinion, is a near perfect example of a unique tank for Overwatch that hits all of the marks. DPS. DPS are generally glass cannons using mobility to circumvent the low health or high single fire damage to take and hold positions. Tracer and Widowmaker are great for this example. Back in Overwatch 1, we actually did have two types of DPS categories separated into defense and attack. This was pretty much based on that one factor. DPS generally do not have high CC or sustain. Pharah does, however, have a CC through her boop grenade that allows her to deny space. The trade-off for Pharah is she generally gets no use of the map space because she's in the air or losing value. Soldier does have a heal pod, but it is only limited to 200 HP. It is in a long cooldown, and he has a limited range falling into the medium category. Support in general. Support need to be able to help the other roles excel at their job or assist in preventing the enemy in their job, either through a mitigation of damage with their healing, because that's what healing actually is. You're mitigating the damage already done, takes preventing the damage, which is mitigating your losses both ways. Or supporting the damage through buffs and debuffs. They are generally not good in 1v1 situations, so that's why they need things like movement abilities to get out. Support need to be able to help the other roles excel in their job or assist in preventing the enemy in their job, either through the mitigation of damage with their healing, because that is what healing actually is. You are mitigating the damage already done. Tanks prevent the damage, which is both the mitigation of your losses, or supporting the damage through buffs and debuffs. They are generally not good in any 1v1 situation, as the negative. So to summarize, Overwatch is way too complicated. We need to bring the roles back in line. DPS kill, take, prevent, support save, and support. Get rid of the role passives and all the background jumble that follows very small percentiles. We need more emphasis on the fact that the map itself is the most important factor in your team building. Prime example here is going to be Nubani. And then, yeah, I think that's a good start. And yeah, finally, EMP hot takes. In my opinion, EMP needs to have its wording and effect change from saying current health to max health, and that's it. Sigma says max health on his flux, and it should not. It should say current health, as he is not a DPS. Sombra is a DPS. Sombra should be doing the limbs, and I feel it's just bad for EMP to go out like a wet fart. Yeah, and my hot take is Overwatch needs heroes that are good in the lower ranks but bad in the higher ranks, while having heroes that are good in the higher ranks while bad in the lower ranks. But there needs to be enough diversity at those extremes to allow for fun and engaging gameplay. This is why you have constantly the Ana and Moira comparison, as Moira tends to lose value as players in other role becomes better. They will need more specific and situational supports versus supports that have a kit that mitigates mistakes well. P.S. Moira is possibly the best at mitigating mistakes. She is the best healer in the game due to easy management of resources, high sustainable healing, and a lingering heal after she is done healing you directly. And yes, is one of those situational supports at a high rank as well. So if you like me ranting, let me know and I'll rant some more about Overwatch. Thanks. Goodbye.